Oh, hi, buddies. How's it going? Welcome to another edition of Barn Burner, summer vacation edition. Out on a work excursion, more research and development, making sure that in the fall we're ready for all the best technical content we could have. Anyway, on the show today, presentation of Bet365, best gaming partner in the world. Of course, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Be 19 or older and bet responsibly. Big thanks to our sponsors for being on board over the summer months as we continue to roll out some exclusive one-on-one interviews today. Colin Fraser, good guy, one of my longtime buddies, got to Red Deer in 2002 to work for the Rebels. He was entering year number 2. He and Dion Phaneuf, you may have heard of him, made the team as 16-year-olds, and these two guys were a couple of beauties, two of my all-time favorites. And you might be thinking, Colin Fraser, maybe I know that name, maybe I don't know that name. Here's what you need to know. Played in Chicago, won a Stanley Cup. Played in Los Angeles, won 2 Stanley Cups. Stories with Darryl Sutter, Patrick Kane, Johnny Toews, Drew Doughty. The Stanley Cup parades in Chicago, he was there for all of it. He's got awesome stories. He's an awesome guy, a real beauty, as they say. So let's not waste any time. We're in for a treat. Little one-on-one with Colin Fraser. Surrey, BC.
Yep.
They make them tough in Surrey. Got to be tough when you come out of Surrey, don't you? Is that how that goes?
That's I guess so. A little old school. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. It's the way I'm wired, man. That's it.
Is it still that way? Is Surrey still kind of home, or how does that work?
No, I'm living in Sylvan, and we almost never go back.
Yeah.
Never. I'm like my parents are in Vernon now, so that's where we go.
Get out when
my
you
sister's in Ottawa. My brother's in Langley, so he's still out there, but we don't never. There's only so much time in my day. So
yeah, always good stories about it. Pop up on the internet. So, here and see what happened in Surrey. So, oh boy, this is only going one way. It's probably
I'm
not
from the
very
nice
good.
part of Surrey is what I would follow that up with.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'm not with the lunatics there, yeah, but there's some dicey areas, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're a product of our surroundings. It made you who you are, so that's not a bad thing.
Nope.
Um, Now I know obviously a lot about you, going back to our days in Red Deer and all of that. I didn't realize, and the Pacific Vipers.
Yeah.
Tell me about, because it's funny how life goes, that you just kind of lives intertwine, and for you to go back and look at this, how old were you, and who were some of your teammates on this kid hockey team?
Yeah, so you go back to when spring hockey, I guess, started, or it was starting to be a thing.
Yeah.
But in those days, the only kids that played spring were the elite players, the good players. So Seabrook's dad, Brent Seabrook's dad, and a couple other dads created this team. So I can't remember we never lost. I mean, we lost a couple games, but we never lost for 4 or 5 years in a row. Started at the brick tournament. I personally did not play on the Vipers brick team. As the story goes, or as how my dad tells me, I was on the team, and then they wanted 100% commitment, but I also played lacrosse. So my dad said, nope, it's springtime. We're committed to lacrosse. We'll be there when we'll be there. So they didn't let me play. So the brick tournament itself, I ended up playing on a different team. It was called Team Northwest, which is now called the Western Selects today, if you were at the brick tournament today. So kind of a mismatch of kids from, I don't know, the Pacific Northwest, Vancouver, etc. But the following year, I played on the Vipers for the rest of the time, and I still played lacrosse. We were coached by Harold Sneps, former Vancouver Canuck, and John Grisdale. Myself, Brent Seabrook, Troy Brower, Andrew Ladd played a little bit with us, but not every year. We had Mark Santorelli, who played, I don't know, 400 plus NHL games. We had Trevor Smith, who probably played 150 NHL games. Our goalie was Chris Holt, who was an NHL draft, but played in the American League. We were loaded, and we'd play.
Kind of crazy when you would think, because you see this, especially in Ontario, you see a lot of these kids that play together, and it's not, it's not totally unusual, but kind of you guys all make it to the NHL, but you all end up playing on the same Seabrook, Ladd, to a certain extent, Brouwer, yourself, and win together. Kind of crazy.
Just the way it worked out, right? Like Siebes and Brouwer were Chicago picks. I was a Philly pick, traded there. Laddie was a Carolina pick, traded there.
Yeah.
Just the way it worked out, man. Good old Western Canadian kids gonna build some character on this team, some tough guys. So and we're all friends today. I mean, we don't see each other as often as we'd like, obviously, and we're spread out, but we've kind of grew up together. I certainly still talk to all of them. We all have kids now, relatively the same age, and our kids are playing hockey and all the things. So it was a special time, good memories, all that stuff.
I run into you in, I guess it was 2002. I moved to Red Deer. You're there. You and Dion Phaneuf have just finished your 16-year-old season. Good teams to make the Western League. Maybe it's different now. I got to admit, I don't follow it as close, but to make the dub when you're 16, accomplishment. Both of you guys make it. And those are teams that are in WHL championship runs. Like, these are elite teams. They had won the year prior or 2 years prior, they won the Memorial Cup. What's that like for you and the Noof dog, as I recall, stepping in there at 16, not just going to this league, but also being in a room like that?
Well, the team was loaded. You're right. They'd won the Mem Cup in 2000. So coming in 2001 season, we lost in the WHL finals to Kootenay, who ended up winning the Mem Cup that year. So we were that close to being back-to-back champs. And then our 17-year-old season, we lost to Kelowna in the finals, and they didn't win the Mem Cup that year, but they ended up winning it the year after. I don't know, I think back, like Brent Sutter's, he's about, like, he always through the years always has younger players and always wants to develop the next crop. So not only were we on the team, but we played. We weren't, sitting out of the lineup. I played every single game, and I didn't play on the fourth line, for 6 minutes a night. Like, that didn't happen. Sometimes it was shorter than others, but playing on a loaded team, us 16-year-olds still got to play a good amount of minutes for sure. Stupid story, but so the rookies, you have all these super vets, and everybody gets, on the bus, they get 2 seats to themselves. And me and Dion had to sit side by side on all these bus trips. And then, so you think you get to your second year that you'd be out of that, but because our team was still so loaded and so many vets, we were in the exact same 2 seats again on the stupid bus, and we were second-year players. Now you'd have kids probably in the back at their second year. I don't even know if it would work like that anymore, knowing the kids.
I don't know.
Probably be more like who's the best player versus who's played there the longest. But good memories, good times. We had good teams. Brent Sutter would ride us hard. My gosh, man, there's times where we would we were on like an 8-game win streak and then lost 2 games back to back, and we were bag skated Sunday morning like it was 1975. So
my favorite was always when whether you were winning or losing, you'd start a period and the 5 skaters are all D-men. Okay, Sutz is pissed off. All right.
So he's mad, wanted to get something going.
Sutz is sour. He's got
but he'd usually never tell us. So we'd all be sitting there being like, what the? He wouldn't like he'd say anything. Like, he wouldn't yell at us like on the bench so much, more in the dressing room. Or all of a sudden he wouldn't put players on the ice, or he wouldn't tell us which line was up next. Like, that's like him just being mad at us. So we just would start calling our own lines. And then if somebody would call, like, I'm up, he'd be like, yeah, God, take a seat. And then somebody else would go. But if you didn't call it, nobody knew who was going. It was crazy. I got stories for days about that stuff.
I bet you do. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Brent was a big, and still is a big fan of yours. And you are his type of guy. Even though you're in, and we'll talk about your NHL kind of life, fourth line guy, had to work for everything, but you were a first round Bantam pick when you came in, and you were the captain of the team, but he loved you. You get to the World Juniors with Brent, and not to say you wouldn't have got there if he wasn't the coach, but he was taking you. I talked to Devin Dubnyk last week, and he was talking just about this coach comes in and he hates me, so then life's the worst. And then I go the other way and this coach loves me and I'm playing and life's great. Having your coach on your side at any level is such a huge benefit and such a huge bonus, because when the coach doesn't like you, it can. I wonder how many careers are left at the side of the road just because the coach didn't give a guy a fair shot.
I think it's 100% true. I think you definitely need someone in your corner. If you're not a superstar, superstars are going to play, but the next tier of guys or the bottom tier guys, for sure, you need someone in your corner, someone to like. Yeah, I was always a meat and potatoes guy. You know what? I tell people I was a meat and potatoes guy as an NHL player. I found a way to make it, but I was a 9th overall Bantam pick. If you take me back to Bantam, like I scored and did all the points and was at the top of the scoring of the tournaments, the big tournaments, the John Reeds, the whatevers. Like I was a skilled player as a Bantam and somewhat skilled as a junior. I was a point per game player my last 2 years. But I wasn't skilled enough. And I don't think a lot of players can't figure that out. And because the top 6 are elite of the elite. So if you're getting drafted, I'm going to be a top 6. Well, are you taking Leon Draisaitl or Patrick Kane or pick your player? Nathan McKinnon? Are you taking them off the half wall? Like they're playing 1 minute and 45 seconds on that power play.
Yeah.
So where are you going to fit in? You better find a role or a job to fit in on this team. And that's kind of, I didn't need anyone to tell me that. I just kind of figured it out on my own. So I want to play on the World Juniors, and I'm looking at the 2005 roster. I'm not better than Jeff Carter or Andrew Ladd or Sidney Crosby or Patrice Bergeron and go down the list. There's nothing happening. So I'm going to have to do the gritty, the hard, the the stuff that not everybody's willing to do. And it really sounds kind of dumb, but like those skill guys thrive on like going on the power play. Like they get a power play, they get excited and they lick their chops. I get excited about going on the penalty kill, man. Like I was like, I don't want to go on the power play. I can't stick handle or shoot anyway. So so embracing your role and embracing your skill set and knowing your strengths and like all these things that I tell kids today or my own son. And I just found a way, I guess, to do it. So skill guys, Bantam, somewhat skill guys, a junior, to full on grinder as a pro. Otherwise, I just would have plugged away in the American League.
Well, and you know what? Some guys either they can't do it or they don't have the appetite to do it. It's just not, because it's like you say, to go, this is the type of player I've been. Now I have to do this. And in order to be that, how hard do I have to work an extra? It's not in everybody's DNA. You get picked.
It's hard to work hard, Boomer. Like that's the line I use. Like, well, why doesn't player X work hard? Well, because it's hard to work hard. And then you have to do it every single day. You can't just pick and choose when you want to do it. So there's like practice when you got your your Patrick Kanes and your whatever, your superstars that, not that they take the day off, but they're on cruise control,
It's just
as they should be.
They're incredibly
playing 20
gifted.
minutes a night. Yeah, like take a day or take half a day or go 70%, whatever you want, for sure. I can't do that. Are you kidding me? Like 7 days a week was like, all right, I got to be ready. Because I don't want to ride the bus from Rockford to Grand Rapids. I'm not really interested in doing that. So
you're picked by Philly originally in third round of the draft in 2003. What do you remember about draft day? What do you remember about the Flyers? Do you still have a Flyer jersey from draft day? What do you got?
Yeah, one of my fondest memories. It's kind of like that. Play hockey your whole life, and they won't do it anymore with the decentralized stuff, but it's like that excitement of going to the draft and getting your name called, and you're with your family and all the people that kind of support you along the way. My draft was in Nashville, so people that go to Nashville now, they're like, "Oh, Nashville's awesome." Yeah. I've known that since 2003, before it was like Nashville, so because it was awesome. And this is when we were 18 years old and we got drafted, and then we still went for beers after the draft. Because we had fun and actually got into a little bit of trouble without being complete idiots. I do not think that would happen today. I don't think they would find any beers. But Philly, Oddly enough, I never actually interviewed with them. So I didn't see them on my radar. Sitting there. So back then they do 3 rounds on day 1, not just the first round. They do 3 rounds. So the first round would be on TV, but then you do rounds 2 and 3. And I thought I was going to go higher. I thought I was probably more like mid-second round. And so I started to fall, or what I felt like was falling. I had to pee really bad, but I didn't want to leave my seat in case my name got called. And so I waited it out, and Philly 69th overall in the 3rd round. Proud to say that I passed and had better careers than a lot of guys that were drafted ahead of me. I did. Yeah. So, and now that I'm a scout with Chicago, I see some of these guys, and I give them a hard time of why they drafted player X over me in 2003, because I ended up playing. I ended up playing 350 games or whatever. I did play. So
yeah, where would you have picked me? Would you have taken me in the 3rd round, or
Come on. Well, I couldn't skate or stick handle, but I throw a puck in the corner and I'm coming out with that thing every time. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So then what? And then so life's great. You're a Flyer, and like not a year later they trade you to Chicago.
Yeah, I was riding the bus, Rebels bus. I think we were going to Saskatoon. No cell phones at that time. None of the kids had cell phones, but Brent Sutter had this like Zach Morris looking cell phone, because they were all like cell phones were new, literally like this big brick looking thing. And he called me up to the front of the bus, and it was Paul Holmgren telling me that they traded me to Chicago. Yeah. And in those days, Chicago was much like they are today. They were kind of in that rebuild phase, and they weren't very good. And we get to Saskatoon, and I had to sit in my room and wait for the hotel phone to ring, because Dale Talon was calling me. So Dale, like, this is old school stuff, and I'm not even that old. And so Dale Talon called me, and welcome to the Blackhawks, yada yada. So the trade was, and he was the line, like, we need to get some more Western Canadian kids in here. We need some character in here, because Dale was big on that. And it was me and Jim Vandermeer, so another Central Alberta guy, Red Deer Rebel, and a 3rd round pick, I think, for Alexei Zhamnov. And so Alexei Zhamnov played for the Flyers for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it was. I think they lost in the conference finals that year. They didn't win the cup. And so it was like a rental player. And then Jumbo played with the Blackhawks forever long. And then I played there as well.
Yeah. Crazy how it goes. We sit and, it's trade deadline day, and you think how lives are shaped and all of that. And we talked about it a lot, and it's different now because the Hawks are rebuilding, and they're a little bit removed from those glory years, which we'll talk about here shortly. But for a while, it was hard to explain to my kids that, Chicago is not a great place to play. Like, it's a great city. And yes, the Hawks are unbelievable, and they're winning cups, and they're going to cup finals and all of this. It used to stink to be a Chicago Blackhawk. If you were drafted by the Hawks and you went to Chicago, it was the worst. And it's not like that even now. I mean, they've got Bedard, and they're coming, and it's not that far out of our memory banks how good that team was. But that was kind of when you go there. We'll get there. You finish your Red Deer career, and you start out in the American Hockey League, but there's just little sprinklings even still. There's no Patrick Kane, there's no Toews. Duncan Keith is there. You played against him in that Kelowna series, obviously, but there's a few guys, but it's still, there's no way to anticipate that this Hawks team is going to be what they are in about 3 or 4 years down the road.
No, not even close. And if you when we would go to camp in September, rookie camp, they would give us a stack of tickets to hand out to anybody. Yeah. So we'd be wandering around giving these tickets out. And because there was maybe 8,000 people at the United Center. Yeah. And even like my first NHL game, like the 08, 06, 07 seasons, 08 season, empty, dressed like a seat night, like half empty. No one went to the games. It's my 3rd year in the American League in Rockford, and Rocky Wirtz took over the team. And it was like snap of a finger, everything changed. And even in the American League, like as far as budgets and getting everything, we were getting food, and we were getting drinks, and we were getting like all these resources and everything that we needed. And they just started spending money. And then started building like a culture, like a following almost. And then obviously the team in the 07-08 season, they started making a push late back half of the year for the playoffs. And they didn't make the playoffs, but when they started making that push, building was full, and the rest is history. And then the very next year, 08-09 season, we lose in the conference finals to Detroit in 5 games and win the cup in 2010. The point is that it went through the roof, like really, really quickly. And the fans are awesome. I mean, you've seen them on TV. Even now, the numbers are good. Like the fans are good. And they can see it. They can see what's coming and hopefully coming and do it all over again.
Yeah. I was kind of going through it because you go to Norfolk and there's so there's Seabrook. He's the same age. Duncan Keith is there. Then Dustin Byfuglien shows up the next year. Corey Crawford comes in at 20 years old. Yep. Then in 06-07, it's all right here. Brouwer, Boland, Versteeg, Burish, Fraser, Byfuglien. Like, it's easy to look back now, but that first season where you make the club, you guys are so young. Brian Campbell is 29 and is basically the oldest guy in the team.
Yeah.
It's
we had
crazy.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet you did. Yeah, I bet you did. We can get there. 08-09, you make the team coming out of camp. This is how exciting is this, right? You have to believe you've played a handful of games over a couple of seasons, but it's still not the Chicago Blackhawks, and you don't have the benefit of being able to know what's coming. You're just a bunch of young punks, and you think you're good. You're all highly drafted and all that, but are we any good? Are we?
It's fair to say, I don't think we knew how good we were right at the time, right? And then go back to the minor leagues. Like we had good teams in Norfolk. Like we over 100-point seasons my first 2 years, and then we went to Rockford, and we coulda, shoulda, woulda won the Calder Cup. We ended up playing the Chicago Wolves in the second round, and we lost them in 7 games. But then they went, sweep to win the Calder Cup. So the Calder Cup was that series, and it was all the names you mentioned. It was the 04 draft is what really did it for them, right? And then Versteeg was a trade. So it was Brandon Bochenski for Versteeg. And Brandon Bochenski could score 50 or 60 goals in the American League, but he couldn't score in the NHL for whatever reason, or they didn't give him the opportunity to. And the other trade under the radar trade was Matt Ellison for Patrick Sharp, straight up across the board, because they were both in the American League at the time. Sharp, you'd score 30, 40 goals every single year. So those aren't even drafts. Those are, free players, for lack of a better term. So that was Dale Talon built the whole thing. Yeah. And then they had their whatever they had behind the scenes, and Stan Bowman took over. But I had this meeting with Stan. I played 3 years in the American League. My third year in Rockford, I'd only played 5 games. And I wasn't happy about it. I felt I deserved more. And so I kind of have this meeting of like, listen, like if I can't play, I can't play, and that's okay. But 5 games isn't enough of a sample size. Like I need you to give me an opportunity to prove that I can play or that I can't play. And you can't tell me that 5 games sporadically is enough of an opportunity to decide. And he kind of reassured me, like, with the, don't worry, you're in the plans. I mean, I can't guarantee you spot on the team. That's not what he was saying, but like, you are in the mix. Like I assure you. And now on the scouting side, when Stan was still in Chicago, we talk about this story, and we've talked about it a few times of how he assured me and he gave me the opportunity the next year. But I also put in the work over the summer, because I was literally like a man possessed. Like I was making this team come hell or high water, where I was not literally, but I was quitting hockey. You know what I mean? So I had the best summer of my life. Because there are spots open on the team. It's not like today where the salary cap and they literally just sign their 12, 13 forwards and 7 D-men. There were spots open and readily available, and you have to earn that spot out of camp.
And it was young guys, because no one was making the big money yet.
All on entry-level deals.
Yeah.
So yeah, I made the team. I was the dark horse. I was the guy. I almost guarantee it. If you went into the coach's room, and I don't know this factually, this is just me just saying it, but like they have the whiteboard and they have the depth chart.
Yeah.
I was the guy on the 9th line. I don't care what anyone tells me. If they tell me that's not true, they're full of shit. I guarantee you I was the guy on the 9th line. And then I keep sliding up, and I keep sliding up. And It's same as World Juniors, right? Like I made this team based off just purely winning faceoffs, blocking shots, and playing hard. That's it. And then being like a good guy off the ice and not pouting like a baby when I only played 6 minutes. So I always felt like it was a privilege and an honor to play. And we all can't be Connor McDavid or Patrick Kane. So I felt pretty fortunate to be in the league. It's pretty simple for me.
Big shout out to our great partners at Bet365. Always makes things spicier. Best app out there. Whatever your bet, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app. Use the code NATION when you do at Bet365. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
Village Honda, day one, an OG partner of Barn Burner, and of course, a proud presenter, for whatever reason, of the Pinder Report. Coming up, August 23rd, it is the 5th annual Honda and Acura Show and Shine. They've got awards for Best in Show, Best Modified, Best Classic, People's Choice, Best Off-Make. And while you're there, you can check out the demo clearance. It is on. Save thousands, maybe up to $4,000 on specific demo models. Just give them a visit. They're in the Northwest Auto Mall. They're your dealership for life. It's Village Honda and villagehonda.com.
You never need a lawyer until you need a lawyer, and then you need McLeod Law. They are the Calgary law firm. Calgarians, people that understand how our city works. So no matter what your legal needs are, it's simple. McLeod-law.com or hit socials at McLeod Law LLP. Peter Klein, you know him as the personal injury guy. Well, he's also your long-term disability insurance claim guy. Make sure you check in with him if you've got an issue collecting for the benefits you've paid for. Shane King, a partner in the Litigation and Dispute Resolution Group. Employee rights, if you've been terminated, make sure you're being treated as the law requires. Shane, always using practical and easy language, no legal mumbo jumbo. It's the Calgary law firm, and the only one you need to know whenever you need a lawyer, it's McLeod Law. Let's get back to another summer edition of Barn Burner.
You're not that older, not that really that much older than these guys, but specifically with Kane, when they take him first overall and he was a bona fide, you knew he was going to be the first overall pick. And not every kid has that kind of, there was some real swagger and cockiness. It was Patrick Kane's number 88, man. He had that kind of
showtime, man.
Right? Like he was Hollywood. Yeah. And so what's it like when he comes into the room? Obviously he comes in at 18 in the 07-08 season, and then you're there full time at 08-09, but still you're a kid, he's a kid. But what's your impressions of young Patrick Kane?
Yeah, do you set showtime, man? Like swagger, cockiness, arrogance, what in a good way. Because he's a very likable guy and everyone likes him. Not in a bad way. What I think he does not get enough credit for is not that he's out there running people over and crushing bodies. He is more competitive than people give him credit for. He's not scared. He's not soft. Maybe he picks and chooses when he wants to ramp it up or not ramp it up, but he's he wants to win and he wants to score. And so he wants to be on the score sheet. So he plays hard in a different way because he wants the puck on his stick and he wants to make plays and he wants to score. So now, is he back checking like a madman? Probably not. But on the other side of the puck, this guy wants to make things happen. And if you go back to the runs and the big moments, he was a game breaker. He could bust games open and score hat tricks at timely times or score big goals and I think that's a special skill or a special knack that I guess truly separates, superstar from really good player in those big moments for me.
And the thing, not overly big, but you never saw him getting crushed. He was so elusive. I mean, we're talking like he's not around. This guy's still playing, which must be impressive for you to, you'd have
he's
some.
Thick, he's got thick legs, a thick ass. He's strong for not a big guy. Smarter than everybody on the ice. Can't hit him if he's smarter than everybody. Can't get him.
And you think back, because he got into some shit off the ice too, and the team kind of stuck with him and all of that. You wonder nowadays with social media or anything. The thing is, he never struggled. He always put up points. But if you had any of the kind of off ice shit, it wasn't a ton, but there's just
it wasn't bad.
Everybody gets wound up about everything. That's the stuff that can get maybe a guy run out of town.
He had fun.
Yeah.
We had fun. Like, he's not doing really dumb stuff. He's
No.
he's going over the top maybe, but he's having fun. So Joel Quenneville, stupid story, but we're in the playoffs, and you know what? This is why our team won, by the way, because we have this like great group of guys, and we all go out, including our wives, girlfriends at the time, now wives. We'd all go together. There'd be 10, 15, 20 of us deep, like over and over and over and over if we had a day off the next day. This is in Chicago, wherever on the road, we're doing everything together. And so I don't even remember what the round, we're playing Vancouver. Maybe we just beat Vancouver in round 2, and Ben Eager and Kane go out there at some bar. Next thing you know, they got their shirts off and they're wild. They're having a good time. Nothing bad. They're just having fun. Well, then it's on the radio and in the papers and all this stuff about having no shirts on. So Joel Quinn, we're in San Jose and we have this team meeting, and Hughes starts slow and he's like, I don't get it. And then he's like ramping up as it goes, and I don't get it. Back in my day, it was the girls that were taking their shirts off. Why are you guys taking your shirts off? And he's like the dad that's like super mad. Yeah. And we are all laughing. The entire team starts laughing. He can't even take him seriously, eh? He kind of thinks it's funny too, but then he's like, I better get mad at these guys because we're playing the playoffs. And he liked to have a good time. Yeah.
Man, Quenneville. I mean,
old school stuff.
You could just hear, he always got to have that rasp in his voice. And but he had to realize, like, I am so lucky to be coaching this team. This is something, I got something real special. Then on the, so you've got Showtime, and then you've got Captain Sirius. Both these guys come in, they're what, a year different in age, but there was no doubt what Jonathan Toews was about. Still, like, tell me about this guy. He's Captain Sirius. He's gonna play this year. We can talk about that in a bit, but two very different personalities, but both so integral to why that team was good.
The yin and the yang, right? Yeah. Like we talk about it even today. You need the yin and the yang. For different reasons, they bring different things to the team. And we call him Captain Serious, and he absolutely was serious, but he's not as serious as everybody thought or led on. I don't think, knowing him off the ice. Not that he's on Kaner's level, because he's not, but he'd let loose more than people would think. He's just a super intense, super competitive guy, and not a rah guy, not a guy that's screaming and yelling and in your face. He's vocal enough, but not super vocal, but he does all his leading just by how he plays. And, he's kind of like plays super focused, man possessed, like doing the right things, doing the little things. And did a lot of his leading just strictly by example. If he can do it, then everybody else just gets in line and follows it. First guy on the ice, last guy off the ice, especially when he's young, training, all the things. He was kind of, I know all the kids do it now, but he was ahead of his game in that regard for how much work he put in away from the rink as well.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking here because it was 08-09. Byfuglien comes in as well. And I was in Brandon when Byfuglien was there. So
I saw no shoulder pads, Boomer. He didn't wear shoulder pads in junior. True story.
I saw this. It was weird because what are they doing here with this guy? Because he's massive. I get that he's a big guy, but I mean he's big in not a good sense, right? Like, this is a heavy, big player. He's McCrimmon knows what he's doing. I guess he sees something here, but I don't know what he's seeing. And then all of a sudden he's a forward, but now they got him playing defense, and now, geez, this guy is something special. Tell me about Buff the Stuff.
Yeah, Big Papa. So me and Buff played at this brick team that I was telling you about earlier. We played on the same team. So he's from Minnesota. He was lights out back then too. Yeah. And a big chubby kid at the same time. He's like a big teddy bear. He is the guy that everybody loves. You can, no matter what this guy does, good or bad, people like him. It doesn't matter. You can't help but like this. He's always smiling. He's always kind of goofing around and kind of the class clown type guy, always playing pranks on guys. keeps the room really loose, not a serious guy at all. I don't know, like he's crazy. So when he got drafted by the Hawks in the 9th round, they don't even do 9 rounds anymore.
Right.
And we had to go, well, he gets drafted and they call him to tell him that he's got to come to development camp, and his mom can't find him. And well, where is he? I don't know. He went camping. No idea. He didn't want to go to development camp. So the only kid on planet Earth that gets drafted and hides so he doesn't have to go to development camp. So then I don't know. He just didn't work out or really do anything. Kind of maybe an immature kid, like
Sure.
I wouldn't say he cared all that much in junior, but you get to Norfolk and you start getting paid. And he's just like naturally gifted, like he's a natural super athlete. And then he gets called up to the NHL, and then he gets a little bit of taste of his paycheck and the lifestyle. And I think he's like, okay, all right, I can do this. Yeah. So it just kind of took off. And there were games in Chicago where they put him at forward. Like he played D in the American League, and then they put him at forward, and he was just like dominant. So he played forward for us in Chicago when we were winning the Cups.
Yeah. And
he's just such a beast. Like you go to like the Vancouver series, like he was dominating guys. He has skill, he has size. You can't push him off the puck. And when he's on. So the thing in Chicago where he really took off for me, it's my own opinion, is when they trade him to Atlanta because they're salary cap, all the things. Yeah. And so in Chicago, they're always on him about his weight. Like you got to eat, you got to diet, they bag skate him after practices and do all the things. And he's the type of guy that doesn't get phased. It's like, well, how was he? He's like, well, whatever. So you go to Atlanta, they just left him alone. They didn't care what.
Not speaking his language, right? You got to speak his language.
Just let him play.
Yeah.
And then so he just played and he just took off. He was better than probably anyone even knew. He could just play hockey.
When in that run in that Vancouver series, right? We're here at Calgary, so we're very happy to watch the Canucks lose. When he is crushing the Canucks and does the scores and goes along the glass, what a moment!
So good, so too good. Like
what a moment!
Fun. I'm still in touch with him today. I go when I travel and scout, and I'm out in Minnesota. I pop over at his place. So he's a wonderful human, man. He's a good man, really is.
When do you, because I'm looking at the 09-10 season, 52 wins. Now you guys were good the year before, but then another massive jump. Chelsea Dagger starts. Marian Hossa comes in on a massive deal. You start the year in Finland. And it wasn't until I got looking on, and I remembered it almost immediately as soon as I saw. So 09-10 season started the year October 12th against the Calgary Flames.
Yeah, 5-0.
Flames scored 5 in the first period, 5 goals on 6 shots in 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Hawks win 6-5 in overtime.
Yeah, I remember that. We took off from there. That was kind of like I don't know what our record was after that, but it was kind of a character.
It was pretty good. You were 29-8-4 at home that year.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I remember that game really well, actually. Yes, I do. Did Brown might have fought Iginla that game?
Maybe. Because Iginla scored and it was 5-0. It's like, okay, here we go. And then because I remember talking to Conroy afterwards, and he's like, that fucking song. It for me, that was you knew they were good, but it was like, Jesus Christ, these guys this is a machine. And it was that night. Chelsea Dagger over and over and over again. What a night.
Yeah, you know what? We lost. We went to Switzerland too that year. So started the season in Finland, right? Against Florida, but exhibition games against Davos, whoever it was. And we lost the game 2-1. So first game we dressed like mostly American League guys. And then second game we dressed pretty much our team and we lost the game. Yeah. So it was like this funny joke. We ended up winning the cup, but we lost at Davos in September. So
I remember when you guys would come through Calgary. And maybe it was because of that game. It was just such a statement game. If you weren't paying attention, the Hawks are good and they're getting better. This is a real going to be a real handful. You guys would come into the rink, and like you say, you could just it's winter. It's winter in Calgary and it's cold, and maybe the Flames aren't good, and the mood is just, you know what it's like in the bowels of the dome. It's just kind of
Yep.
dark and kind of thing. And then you guys would wheel in, and like you say, we got our coffees and life's good and tee hee ha ha hey yeah fucking yeah this and that. And you guys had a practice, or I guess it was game day skate. Maybe it must have been a game day. I'm like, I got to go watch this. I got to watch. And you guys had a no puck practice.
Yeah, I remember this.
What, like a no puck practice? So you guys are simulating breakouts and reverses and
We're doing sellies and stuff. And
yes, it's like, no, I knocked that down. No, fuck that. I knocked that down. No, I threw it up. So they're doing goal sellies and making plays without a puck. I'm like, what am I watching? This is the best team maybe I've ever seen, and they're practicing without a puck and just fucking around like you would at a kid's practice.
It should be fun, right? Like, Joel Quenneville's the best coach I've ever had, okay? And it's not even close. And it's because he would bark. He'd get after us. But then we do stuff like that. I remember what you're talking about. We were doing like 3-on-0s and fake passes and stuff, like with a puck. Like, it was, I don't know. He's just like, he had a knack. He has a knack of like riding you and being hard on you when it's time, but then keeping it loose and enjoying it when it's time. Like it goes both ways, right?
Yeah.
It helps when our team's good and we're winning games, obviously, but keeping it loose. I think it's really important. If you're just constantly driving every single day, it's hard to do that. It's hard to keep that pace and that mentality and that seriousness, I guess, for lack of a better term. I remember that practice. That's funny. You were there.
Yeah. Because the 5-0 blown lead, and then this one, it's not like I was ahead of the curve, but I was just in awe of what this team was all about. You get to the playoffs, you play in round 1 against Nashville, the first 3 games, I guess, in round 1. And then unfortunately for you, you don't play the rest of the way, right?
Correct. Yeah, we brought in bringing Sammy Paulson that year.
Maybe.
I can't remember.
They all
we added some depth at the deadline, and we were healthy. There was no one hurt. Brought in Brian Bickle, came up from the American League, I think, that year too.
That's hard, right? Because like you say, really, you're such a close team. You play all season, you start the playoffs, and then you can't get back in for whatever reason. Rare that you'd have that kind of health. Usually there's something that happens, but
I think I don't know. I played 81 of 82 games that year, and then didn't play in the playoffs. Yeah, there's depth. John Madden is who we brought in. That's who it was. And Mad Dog was playing 4th line center, and he's obviously a veteran guy, and won cups in Jersey, and I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not the whatever. It is what it is. What do you want me to do? Like when you look at it, like you look at the roster, and you're like, well, who am I going to take out? I don't know. These guys are all pretty good. I'm not taking John Madden out.
But you kind of talked about it earlier. That's where and especially in the playoffs, you can't have people around pouting.
No, I was having fun too, man. Like you're still part of the team. Do I want to play? Of course I want to play. It's obvious, but I'm also not the type of guy to, I don't know, cry over spilt milk. I'll tell you what, it ain't helping if I'm pouting and not working. I know that ain't gonna help. So, so way I went.
But that's the run. So it's Nashville in round 1. You beat Vancouver in 6 games in round 2. Sweep San Jose.
Yep.
Thornton and Marlowe cannot win. It's just
could
not do it. And then Philadelphia in 6, and we all remember the cup winning goal. Anything you're not a black ace. You're just not playing at that point. But what do you remember from that run as you get closer and closer and think we're a bunch of young donkeys and we're real good and we might actually do this thing?
I got 2 stories come to mind. So number 1, we're playing Nashville. We are we're down 2-1 to start. So I think we split Nashville. We lose game 3 at home. We're game 4. We're down a goal. Marian Hossa takes a 5-minute major with less than 5 minutes to go in the game. So we're done. We're going down 3-1, and Nashville is good. Like Barry Trotz, they'll lock this down. Like it's hard to come back 3-1 against Nashville. Patrick Kane never killed a penalty in his life, and all of a sudden he's killing penalties for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Marty Erat throws a pizza in zone, so he's on the half wall, and he forces this play through, goes back the other way, and Kaner scores to tie the game up. Hossa, now we go to overtime. Hossa's penalty, we're still shorthanded to start overtime. Hossa comes out of the penalty box and scores the game-winning goal. That was it right there. That was like the magical moment, that like, holy shit, we can actually do this. Yeah. And it just went through the roof from there. It was just like crazy. The confidence of it. And I think if we lose that game, it could be, hell, we could have lost to Nashville in the first round. We would never, could have. I don't know. Who knows? But the finals, because Philly was down 3-0 to, can't remember but remember they won 4 in a row. They came back.
Boston, right?
It might have been.
I think it was Boston.
So they're riding this wave too, right?
Yeah.
Like they're kind of the same as us, like riding this wave.
Yeah.
That series was wild, like bad goaltending, like 6-5 scores, like kind of weird, like not a typical Stanley Cup final. It was kind of all over the map. But when we won, when Kaner scored the goal, so us Black Aces we're in the dressing room. So we're up a goal late in the third. And so we're getting our gear on to celebrate with the team after, and they tie it. So we're doing oh shit. So we don't want to jinx it, right?
Now what do we do?
See, right. So now we're going to overtime. So we have all our gear on, but we're like hiding in this like little storage closet. It was me, Adam Burrish, Brian Bickle, Nick Boynton.
Because this is in Philly, so you don't have your own locker room with lots of space.
No, and so like, and I really, now what if they win in overtime and we have to do this walk of shame and like take all our gear off? Like this is kind of a weird situation. Anyways, Kaner scores. We're not even watching live. We're watching on this TV in the room, but we don't know if it's in. We think it's in, but we don't know either. And we sprint out to the benches, but we don't go on the ice right away. So we're standing at the gate. And we're like, do we go? Do we not go? Same thing. I don't want to do this walk of shame. No goal. And now you got to skate off the ice. Like you're just some clown that never even played. So Burrish is like, fuck it. And we just went out there and started celebrating. It's like, thank God this was a goal. I don't know if I would have, I don't know what that would have felt like a walk of shame.
Why are you out here? Why do you have gear on? What is happening? There'd be some explaining to do.
Yeah. And then, we partied in that locker room for eternity till we left, and we had a lot of fun.
Are you able now when you look back? Because I think about watching Florida, and we watch all these teams now and how they celebrate and how they party, and there's so much more on social media. But do you remember a lot about the on ice stuff in the room after, and then of course you get to Chicago, and the city is, you see crazy. Why Chicago's a first class city and bananas.
Yeah, the locker room's a ton of fun. It's all like family, right? Family, friends, all the things. Just your standard stuff. But we didn't wear the ski goggles like the guys do today. I don't know if they do, but the baseball players do. But we plane ride was pretty quiet. Kind of like you come down a little bit, right? But we would just in Chicago it'd be like, kind of that morning, early afternoon text, where's the cup? And we just go bar hopping, man. And it would be a sea of people. We needed police escorts. And just because it was that crazy, like literally crazy. And could literally do whatever you wanted. We didn't pay for anything, standing on the tables, doing one time.
Shirts off, baby. Yeah.
Anything, anything goes. And I'm bartending. I'm not even punching this stuff into the computer. I don't even know what the heck. Just grabbing beers and just handing them out to everybody. Yeah. And it was wild times. My poor wife was pregnant with our first, so she couldn't partake like the rest of us, but she was a trooper and she came out too. Geez, I don't know. Just
did you also throw up during the parade on the bus, or was that just
No, not me. I don't. I'm pretty good at knowing my limit, I guess. I would say. But even my family, my dad, my brother, everybody, man. It was and including everybody. You can't do it alone, right? And the Hawks did obviously a great job, including everybody flying my parents and family members out to Philly. All teams do it, but they just do it right. They just kind of have their finger in the pulse and on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then the parade itself, and not literally, but almost in tears with the millions of people that like you go down and you look through a sea and it is a sea of red. It was like, I don't think anyone anticipated this.
No,
of how
I couldn't believe
crazy.
it. Yeah. Like, you know, it's Chicago and all of that sort of thing, but starved. The Bears haven't won for almost ever and hardly at all. And the Hawks, certainly, they just started making the playoffs after 6 or 7 years. I mean, it was a drought. The Cubs don't win. The White Sox are, I mean, there was no winning to be had. And then all of a sudden, although I guess the White Sox get one in there, but
yeah,
it was amazing to see the streets and just how many people
crazy
were there. When you say millions, I mean, literally millions.
Literally millions. Literally. Yeah. Like, man, we didn't know that was coming. So it was like this, like, and to be part of it, and not that I was a superstar by any means, but still going to be part of it. So.
No, you were there, man. I mean, you're a big part of that team. And then Dale Talon mails out qualifying offers, or was it maybe it was the year before, whatever it was, and you're kind of part of that group. There's Versteeg and Byfuglien and Boland and all these guys. It becomes a contract snafu.
Yeah,
kind of. You would think would maybe derail this team. They would win 2 more, but what do you remember about that contract thing? And then all of a sudden, Stanley Cup champs, and then this might be falling apart.
I don't know. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of that really, but it backed him into a corner of these contracts kicking in, right? And then pushed them over the cap, and it was literally like fire sale. Like no choice, had to.
I guess just to clarify for people that don't know what I'm talking about, he mailed out the word is mails out qualifying offers. They didn't get there by July 1 or June 30th. So, hey, we didn't get a qualifying offer. I'm a free agent. And there's a whole bunch of them that would have been, long story short, guys end up signing. Sounds like maybe some guys signed. Cam Barker, Versteeg got a little more money than they would have otherwise if they wanted to press the issue a little bit. But I remember talking to you at the draft in LA, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm getting traded to Edmonton." It's like, "Oh God, what? Don't go there. What are you doing? You can't." Hey, they got to make some moves. I'm going to Edmonton. You can't say anything, but so yeah, you're off to Edmonton, and you know, maybe is this Chicago 2.0? Like Taylor Hall's just gone first overall. Eberle's coming in on his rookie season, but to leave Chicago, millions of people, parade, love and life, and then having to leave. How hard was that? Yeah,
so technically I actually could have stayed, but I would have had to take a pay cut, and I wasn't making any money anyway. So lowest guy on the team, so I would league minimum or nothing. So I'm like, cool, I can't do that. So I went to Edmonton, signed a 2-year deal. I was excited, from Vancouver, but Surrey, BC, but played in Red Deer. So coming home, this is great. We're just having our first child, our first baby, who was born in Edmonton that October, and what a miserable year. My gosh. Oh my gosh. We were bad. We were the worst team in the history of hockey, I'm pretty sure. And you know what? For a guy going from up here and played 81 games and played, I don't know what my average was, but 10 minutes a night. Like Q rolled 4 lines for the most part. If we were going as 4th liners, he let us play. And I go there, and there's games where I played literally 2 minutes, and it was a long season personally. And I'm playing with guys, Steve McIntyre and Zach Stortini at the same time, which love the guys. Yeah. Tough. And I'm no good either, but like, come on, man. Yeah. I was playing with Burrish and Eager and Thomas Kopetsky in Chicago who can play. They can play, and so it was a long year, man. We weren't very good, and I wasn't very good, and it was my forgotten season. Fans getting on you? Oh yeah, and I don't know, like it was just the culture wasn't great. Like it was just like so many losing seasons, right? Like it's not. I don't know if it's anyone's fault per se. It's just like this is how it was. And I was spoiled in Chicago. And
So,
you know what? You talk about a coach liking you. We talked earlier about I had a coach that liked me. And then I had a coach that I don't think liked me as a player. Great as a person, no issues. It was Tom Rooney at the time.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. Would go golfing with him and hang out with him.
Sure.
Nothing but respect for him. But I don't think he liked me as a player. And how do you know when a coach likes you as a player? You either play or you don't play. It's pretty obvious. So I'm not taking this personal, but I didn't play. So there you go.
Well, it's summer, and that means it's air conditioner season. Yes, we don't need that in the winter, but it does get hot here in Calgary in the summer. And here's the deal from our good friends at Crystal Waters right now. 10% off a brand new air conditioner and a year of free preventive maintenance. Crystal Waters is your crystal clear choice for all things residential plumbing, heating, cooling services. We're talking 23 years of experience and over 30,000 projects completed. It's your clear choice for sure. Here's how you get a hold of them. 403-219-4100. Head to their website, crystalclearcalgary.com. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating is your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Outdoor.dental is dentistry with no drills, no needles, and no stress. Yeah, it's one of the most cutting-edge dentistry places around. But on top of that, they have the Soleil laser, which helps with dentistry, but also a snoring treatment. 2 pain-free 15-minute sessions, and you can tighten the soft palate in the back of your throat, which leads to snoring and hopefully reduce your snoring significantly. It's worked for me a ton. I'd recommend you do it as well. And if you've got extended health benefits, might be covered for most of that as well. Sleep better. Get a person next to you can sleep better. It's a win for everyone. Check in with Dr. J at outdoor.dental for all your dentistry and snoring cure needs. Super proud to have partnered with Origin Brewing, who make our 2 delicious beers. Barnburner Blonde, great in the summer, crushable beer, favorite for everyone, crowd pleaser to be sure. And if you like something a little hoppier, how about the Afterburner Pale Ale? They've also got their summer drinks going, that hard iced tea, hard seltzers. They've got the Gosas, famous beers they've been making for a long time, homegrown lager. They've got the Rockyford Raspberry, all kinds of incredible beers. Check it all out at originbrewing.ca, and you can stop in at their 2 locations, 60 Spruce Park Drive in Strathmore, and their new location in Calgary, the OC, Origin Calgary. You can find it at 943 28th Street Northeast. They've also opened O-Dogs, a new menu there for you to get your hot dog on. Chili, poutine, however you like your dog, they got it at O-Dogs. Check out Origin at your local liquor store or the Strathmore and Calgary locations. Back to the show.
And I guess it had slipped my mind because I got looking. So a year later, basically a year almost to the day, you get traded to Los Angeles for Ryan Smith. So for Oiler fans, like this Fraser's out of here and Smitty's coming home. I bet people must have been real sad to see you leave.
I know, it's funny. Like I'm responsible for the whatever Smitty reunitement with the Oilers. Yeah. We all knew Ryan Smith and his love in Edmonton and the fans that love him. So stupid story there. I'm at Andrew Ladd's stag party in Kelowna, and this is June. So I thought I was, and they didn't tell me they were trading me, but like I'm not dumb. Like I think this is a possibility, and draft comes and goes, and I wasn't traded. And the next morning I get a call. It's early in the morning. I'm sleeping with Chris Versteeg in the bed next to me, and it's Steve Tambellini. And he says, "Hey, we've just traded you to the LA Kings." And Steger can hear him. He's like, "LA, baby! Woo!" I'm like, holy shit. Sorry. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So to back it up, in April, I broke my foot. Block shot, broke my foot. Now I get traded. I get a call from Ron Hextall with the LA Kings, and he says, "How's your ankle?" I said, "My ankle's fine, but my foot's broken." He's like, "What are you talking about your foot? They told us it was your ankle." "Not my ankle, man. My foot's broken." He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Jeez. All right.
Yeah.
"We need you down to LA today." I'm like, "Well, I can't come today because I was in Kelowna. I didn't have a passport and anything." So I flew home that night, flew to LA the next day. So we're in June now. We're almost in July. So April, so May, June, I'm 10 weeks into this, and my foot, I'm still in a walking boot. And I get to LA, we do a CT scan, MRI, all the things. The doctor's like, you're shut down, you can't train, you need surgery. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about, man? Because they never told me this in Edmonton. And I'd seen the doctors over that 10-week span. No, your right navicular bone's broken. We know, whatever, all the things. And so I'm in shock. And I'm getting surgery. So then they were going to like reverse the trade and all this. I don't know if you remember this, but there's all
Kind of
this
do,
like,
yeah.
hoopla around like, not being diligent or not telling the truth to LA.
Yeah.
And I'm just this pawn stuck in the middle. And I didn't know what was going to happen. So
And
I end up
the Oilers don't want you back. They got Ryan Smith. Like,
I don't want to go back.
you don't want to go back.
It was all like, and not to get off topic, but remember the Sheldon Surrey debacle with his wrist, and he had this whole history of medical history, and then they ended up sending him to the minors, and it's kind of the same situation to me now, like misdiagnosed, whatever you want to call it. So anyways, I go to LA. 3 weeks later, I'm getting surgery. So now we're into the end of July. I'm getting surgery on my foot. I have not done a squat. I can't work out. I can't skate. I can't do anything. All summer long. So now I'm worried. I'm coming off a season with 2 goals. Our team sucked. I didn't play. So I don't know. I'm telling my wife, like, we're going to LA. I'm going to try to make this team, but we might end up in Manchester, New Hampshire too, man. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. They wouldn't let me get a place to rent because I didn't have a guaranteed spot on the team. So I'm living in a hotel. We just had a baby. So it was like all these things, man. It was really hard. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen to me. So the first squat and the first workout I did was mid-September when camp started, when I was cleared. And so for the first till mid-November, I was bag skated and lifted weights every single day. It was the worst time of my life. It was hard, mentally hard, physically hard. I did not know if we were going to play. And then I went to Dean Lombardi's office, who's an awesome guy, honest, like direct. Whether you like his answer or not is irrelevant. He just lays it at you. So I went up there, said, "Hey, Dean, I'm ready. I'm healthy. I got to play. I want to play, man. If it's here, it's Manchester. If somewhere else, like, I don't care. I just want to play." He goes, "Give me 1 more week." I said, "Okay." The next game, Scott Parse blew out his hip and ended up not playing again. So needed hip surgery. I was in the lineup the next game, and I never missed a game the rest of the season, and we won the Stanley Cup in June. So, it was like this time of my life where there's like a lot of adversity. Living in a hotel with my wife and not a newborn baby, but less than a year old.
Sure.
And then we rented a place for like 2 weeks at a time, and then we flipped to a new place. And it was like, I tell the story because everyone sees the NHL and they're like, "Oh, these guys make millions of dollars and they're just like got their feet up and everything's good, man." Everything's not roses for me, man. It was really hard. I didn't know what was going to happen. They could have gassed me the next day. I could have been traded, telling my wife we're moving again, like it's kind of a wild time in my life. There
was also a coaching change there that probably also worked in your favor, as Terry Murray is gassed and in comes Daryl Sutter.
Yeah, so Terry was really good to me. He gave me the chance to play. Like, I got nothing but respect for Terry. When I was healthy, I played, and he never took me out of the lineup either. So he's kind of like Daryl, not like as hard on you, but like very detailed, old school oriented. So they always like my game. And then Daryl came in there, and kind of the rest is history. Kind of took the team over, and we took off. And
you knew Daryl enough by then, right? Just through the years in Red Deer and with Brent and that?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, not a lot, but there's the Sutter connection and the Red Deer connection. Certainly met him and all the things. If you're comparing the two, I'd say like Brent is yells a lot more. Like, he's a lot harder on you in that regard. Daryl's more the sarcastic, like quiet, like hits you with the daggers, like right in the ribs a little bit. More like Brent is getting mad, where this guy's like, he's giving you a little bit extra where it hurts a little bit. So
you guys that year with that team, you were one of those teams where, like, we sit here in Calgary, it's like, oh, they're fighting to get into the playoffs. Oh, if you can just get in and do that sort of thing. It's like, no, don't do that. A little different. You've got Kopitar and Drew Doughty was a top 5 pick and all that, but you win the last game of the regular season to qualify as the 8th seed. You sneak in. then you beat Vancouver in 5, and you beat St. Louis in 4, and then it's Phoenix in 5, and then it's New Jersey. And there was something about that team. What made that group special? Obviously, everyone, and you point to Darryl. He harnessed what was there, and he kind of did the same thing at Calgary, fell one game short, but it was like, this is maybe if you could just get in, just get to the dance. You guys were one of those teams. St. Louis, remember, everyone talks about how they were dead last in January or whatever when they won the cup, but you guys got in the last day of the season.
Yes. So we struggled. Our team was good. We just struggled. We couldn't put it all together. So for whatever reason. And when Darryl, like the trade deadline on, we made the trade for Jeff Carter, Jack Johnson for Jeff Carter straight across the board. And that's kind of when we started taking off. So we weren't just like limping into the playoffs. We were on a run heading into the playoffs the last 6 weeks. So we were good. I think we lost I can't remember. Anyways, we got Vancouver in the first round, but we were like excited about it. It wasn't like this, oh man, we got Vancouver. It was like we were excited about Vancouver.
Because they had lost in the final the year prior.
Yeah, to Boston. And we just like at that time, everyone hated the Canucks. Like they had rivalries with everybody. Like you just didn't like the Kesslers, the Burrows.
They were hateable. Burrows, they were hateable.
Good team, good players, right? And man, we were built for the playoffs. So not that I'm a general manager, but being involved on the scouting side in hockey, it's like you need like two different teams. You need the team to withstand the regular season because it's a grind, because you can't play like how Florida or us Kings played for 82 games. It's just not possible. But you need those big, heavy bodies in the playoffs, right? You can see the shift already with, everyone needs to get bigger. Everyone needs to get bigger. Yeah. And there's not enough big players to go around. And we had this like team that was built for the playoffs. We had skill, we had size. Our skilled players were big. Our D were rugged. They were heavy. And then we had Drew Doughty and we had John Quick. So great goaltending, great defense, 3 solid lines. Like through the middle, you had Kopitar, Mike Richards, Jeff Carter, Jarrett Stoll, interchangeable, playing center. Like we had Justin Williams, who's a gamer. We had Dustin Brown. Like we had really good team, right? So, and we could have won. We could have won 16-0. We had all 3 teams 3-0, or all 4 teams, sorry, 3-0. Could have won 16. It's crazy. That's
crazy. Yeah, first 8th seed to win in North American pro history, first to start by winning all 3 games, all that sort of thing. So you play what roller coaster, right? Yeah. Chicago, life's great. Stanley Cup, played 3 games, didn't play along the way, but a Stanley Cup, awesome. Yep. Edmonton, all right, awful year. Yep. The next year, injury, surgery. This is the working out, like you say. This is the worst time, maybe the worst time of my life.
Yep.
And then you play the entire way and contribute to the entire playoff run.
Yeah.
I've talked to you about this before, but how sweet that has to be after you've got the cup ring and the championship, but now you really feel like you were a part of why this thing worked.
Yeah. So people ask like, what's your favorite one? That's my favorite one. Just selfishly, personally, just because I was in the lineup and contributing and playing. What I also learned is, again, bringing it back to that role standpoint and a coach liking you, not liking you, whatever the case may be. I could play on the first place team, couldn't play on the 30th place team, and can play on the first place team. So I just fit better into both those teams. I just fit better for whatever reason, and had good wingers, and we were successful, and we were, even us, like we play, like it was me, Kyle Clifford, Jordan Nolan. Like we played. We didn't play 3 minutes a night. Like Darryl let us run, and we played hard, and it was fun. And they didn't expect any goals out of me. I could care less. Obviously, I want to score goals. I scored 2 goals, Boomer. Like I wasn't like expected. There's no expectations. It was just like, don't get scored on and go provide some energy and give us some juice. So Darryl Sutter once told us, he goes, when he was bad at us, it was, you guys are only here to give the good players a rest. Don't get scored on. And I'm like, remember like feeling like it hurt a little bit, but then I'm like, God, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They can't play the whole game. It's like, look at the Oilers. Like, McDavid
Yeah.
can't play 30 minutes a night,
Yeah.
plus overtimes, plus 82 regular season games. Like, we need some help out of you guys to give this guy a rest.
Yeah.
He has to rest. So
that was the great thing about Daryl. With backup goalies, it's like, you're only here to give the good guy some rest, and we're not throwing games away. We're just going to lose when you go in, then you're out of here.
you're done. You're not pretty simple, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I want those
is.
guys to play too. Like, because they're good. They should play.
So how's life in LA? Obviously, you got a young family there, but it's Chicago's great city. But traffic's kind of a nightmare, and you got your practice rink is one place, but you got to play at Staples Center at the time. And how's that for a kid from Surrey?
Awesome, man. Like, this is the best place in the world, and I get why people live down there. So your biggest decision of the day is flip-flops or shoes today. What are we going with? Do I wear a hoodie or do I wear a t-shirt? So that's kind of nice. The rink setup is awesome because we live in Manhattan or Hermosa Beach, so it's just south of the airport. 10 minutes to the airport for any road trips, like 8 minutes to the rink. It's right there. We only went to Staples for games. We even pregame skated at the practice rink. So the setup is outstanding. And when we first got traded to LA, you think LA, like, all the craziness of LA and all the cool stuff. But when you live in Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach, it's like, picture like this small town in a big city. So you never leave. We never really left Manhattan Beach. You start seeing the same people over and over again.
Grocery store, doctor, dentist, everything's in your little community. Yeah.
Small community, big city. So if you want to do all the baseball games and hockey games and whatever, all the Hollywood stuff that you want to do, it is right there if you want it. But we just stay in our own little pocket and go down to the beach. Like, big decision is we take the kids. So by 2014, we had 2 kids, and we'd go to the beach for sunset. So, because it's winter, right? So it's setting early, 5-6 o'clock, and we'd bring a 6-pack of beer and kick the soccer ball around and hang out on the beach. And me and my wife would have a couple of drinks, and then we go home and have dinner. And it was like best life ever, man. It was. Yeah. So
I remember it was one of the years, it was before this started. It was like, I think it would have been like 07, because I was working in Edmonton that year, and I was up in that press box with it was Jared Stoll, and they weren't making the playoffs, and he wasn't playing. And we were just chatting, and I remember it's like, well, kind of shitty way to end the year. He's like, I'm going to go home, and I'll wake up tomorrow, and I'll have a coffee and look out over on the ocean, and life's going to be okay.
Yeah. Especially for Stoley.
Okay. Really,
and he can look over the ocean. He's got a really nice place.
I bet he does. Yeah, he might by now. So, defending Cup champs the next year, there's a lockout. Tough start to the season. You get game 300 of your career. You make the playoffs as a mid-seed again. You lose to Chicago in the Western Conference in 5. Remembering these teams and that, if it wasn't for Chicago, you guys are the Florida Panthers of that time, right? We got an unbelievable goalie, and we got stars. Ekblad is the first overall pick. Doughty's 4th or 3rd overall, that kind of thing. And we work hard, and we roll 4 lines, and we love one another. It's almost like the recipe's right there for whoever wants to get it, but so hard to do.
Chicago was good. Like, we went head to head with them, right? Like, maybe not as big and heavy as us, but like probably a little bit more skill, and good series. Could have won 3 in a row, really, right? And they could say the same thing. So the following year, which I'm sure we'll get to, but because we beat them the next year, but I don't know. It was like shortened season, 48 games, whatever it was. Heavy season, like tight games, like the schedule is heavy. My daughter was born that November, and we started playing in January, and we make jokes like, I don't really remember that point of her life, January to June. Like, I felt like it was like really heavy. We were playing 3 and 4, 5 games a week, whatever it was.
Just so dialed in.
Yeah. And it was like, it was happening fast, right? Because they're kind of cramming it all in. But same team. We pretty much had the same team for the most part. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, you're that close. Chicago was good too.
So Chicago takes it the next year. So the first cup run, first time you're up 3-0 in all those series, you then become the first team to get to a Stanley Cup final by going to 7 in each round. Like the complete opposite. 21 games to get to the Stanley Cup final. No team had ever done it. Some over and beating Chicago. I mean, you lost to them the year before, and especially for you, that had to feel pretty sweet. Game 7, double overtime to advance to the Cup final.
Yeah, so like for me, this one was similar to 2010, where I didn't. So I was in trade deadline. I was actually waived to the minors, so I finished the season in Manchester.
Yeah,
and then they traded for Marian Gaborik at the deadline, and salary cap reasons they're only carrying. I think they're only carrying 12 forwards even down the stretch because they couldn't carry extra players. So, but then in the playoffs, as we know, there's no salary cap. There's no salary cap. So get called up, I didn't play any games, but I would take warm up every game. I still felt a part of the team, much like in Chicago. And then playing Chicago in the conference finals. Game 7, Alec Martinez in double overtime. Game 7, off Nick Leddy's back, crazy times. I actually think we were down by 2 goals early in the game too, and we kind of came back on the road to win. And it's that special, like, I don't know, you got to be lucky to be good to be lucky. And we kind of so close, right? Like even in the playoffs now, like you look at the teams in the standings, so close. Like it's a bounce here, a bounce there, whatever it is. So we happened to get a little bit lucky there. Double overtime.
Yeah.
I could have done too, right? So
yeah. And then Rangers in the Cup final, Martinez again in overtime. It's by now it's like this is so you didn't play there's 3 cups in a very short amount of time in a lot of ways. This is, and you've had that, not just to pick on Edmonton, but you've also had the other tasters. Like this is the shits, and you've had the rehab, just every emotion, kids, success, failure, moving, wild time.
I can like, as I became a scout and after hockey and like you reflect back in life, I consider myself like really fortunate and lucky, right? Like I was in the right place at the right time. I was lucky to play on these teams, fortunate to play on these teams, fortunate to play with really good players, superstars. Not everybody can be Connor McDavid or your superstar players. So did I want to make more money? Did I want to play longer? Absolutely. Of course I did. But at the same time, as a scout, I realized how hard it is to make it. And so to play I played 350 games and then to play on those teams, probably take it a little bit for granted too in the moment. Like it's
crazy, man, because
the thing's going to be easy, but
you look back at 2 dominant teams for such a long span, and you played for both. Yeah,
and it tells you something for any kids that ever watch. If they do watch this, like just fill a role, man. Like how are you going to get on this team? So can all be the superstar. So
and if you're not playing, be the pro.
Be a pro and just work, man, and whatever. So if you can, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I gave it my all, then you gave it your all. That's it. Yeah. It sounds cliche, it sounds dumb, but it's true. So if you're sitting there being like, I could have given a little bit more on that one, well, then you're selling yourself short. So
now were you tried out for a media gig in Chicago too, right? How close was that?
Well, I didn't try. I still do the panel. So I didn't try out. I just thought
they were looking to replace. You're going to be the color guy.
I did spot duty. So I'm scouting for Chicago. That's my real job. And go back to COVID, maybe just after COVID, and they were trying guys out. Yes, there's myself, there's Andrew Shaw, there's a number of guys, but I was never going to do that full time. I was more just spot duty. And then Troy Murray, the color radio guy, Troy Murray, got cancer, so he was going through treatments that year. So I was filling in on color duty on the radio too, whenever. So I would meet the team on the road. I would do a game. I'd do a couple games. I do it because it's fun to me. I love it. It's like just different and fun. And then this year I did probably do 8 or 10 games on the panel. So if it works in my scouting schedule, I'll pop into Chicago for a day. I'll do the pre-game, post game, the intermission, and with Pat Boyle and Tony Granato, and we have a little bit of fun. So it's great.
Was it you? Because I'm just trying. You remember Andrew? You mentioned Shaw's name. Is it you that he borrowed your shoes?
Not Shawzy. I never played with Andrew Shaw.
I'm trying. Oh, maybe it was. It was Versteeg. Because Versteeg was playing with Shaw somewhere, and he had borrowed his dress shoes, and then got called up. And he's like, dude, where's my? You've got my shoes. He's like, dude,
Well, I need them now.
Your shoes are getting show games. I mean, you should be happy. Your shoes are getting show games. He's like,
going to the NHL. Come on.
You know what? That doesn't make me feel any
These
better.
shoes are gold.
My shoes are in the show, but thanks. And were you there when they locked Daryl out of the dressing room?
No, I left that year. I left that season. Yeah, but it is a true story. He's so hard, man. Like Daryl's theory is like you could. When you're winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row, he's doubles down. He's harder on you. And then when you're losing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row, he builds you back up.
Yeah.
And that's his concept and his theory. I like it or hate it or agree with it. But man, he is like the opposite of Q. He's on you, pushing.
I was one of the people you had to learn to speak Sutter when you were coming into the rink the next day. Well, they've won 3 in a row. You'd think, oh, coach is going to be in a good mood. Nope. Be careful with your questions at the scrum today because you might take one.
Yeah.
And if they've lost a bunch, like, oh boy, coach is going to be surly. No, he wants to talk about chuck wagons and rodeo, and he's in a great mood.
We caught on to that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So it's all you can't take it personal. And so we had a Stanley Cup reunion in LA, 10-year reunion, 2022. So we all go to LA and Daryl's there, Dean Lombardi, Elvis, everyone's there.
Yeah.
And we're having drinks and having fun. And all of a sudden, so Daryl's there telling stories. He's an awesome guy, man. He's so good. And and all of a sudden, Trevor Lewis is like, I don't get it. How do we hate this fucking guy and love him all at the same time?
Yeah.
I don't know, that's how he is. Like, you want to knock him out. And if you got into a fuck you war with him, he loves it.
Because he's got you.
Yeah, got you going.
Yeah.
He does care though. Like he's not out. Like it's not personal.
No.
If you're taking it personal, you're dead. You're dead in the water, man.
No, so. He wants emotion. I talk about the opposite of love is not hate. It's it's apathy. It's when you don't care. If you're fucking mad or you're pumped right up, that's raw emotion, and he loves it. That's what he needs out. It's when you stop giving a shit. Look out.
Drew used to go to Drew Dowdy. He'd be like, "Hey, Drew, you want Jerome's autograph after the game?" I and then Drew would be like, because he's a fiery guy too.
Yeah.
And he's funny in the media, like media likes him, but he's got a lot of fire in him. And he's sitting there slamming the gate and he's looking up. He's like, fuck you, fucking asshole. He's like slamming the gate. True stories, man. And
There's so many of those.
Daryl's probably laughing on the inside.
Oh yeah, there's so many of those. We talked to McGrattan the other day, and he was talking about he happened to during warm up be stretching and talking to a guy on the other team.
Oh yeah.
Well, shit. But he's coming off the ice, and Daryl is on the speakerphone in the coach's office. Oh, do you want to get his fucking autograph? Oh, you guys going for drinks after? You got a hot date coming up?
Hey, you know what's crazy today? They all take pictures together.
Yeah.
They all stand on the freaking red line and take, like, they pose for these pictures. I'm like, what is happening here, man? That's getting off topic, but
it's good. Appreciate your time, man. You're always one of my favorites. Still one of my favorites. Be great to catch up in person soon. And good luck with the Hawks. And who knows, maybe what do you got there? The young Russian kid and Bedard. It's maybe a renaissance 2.0.
We got a few. We got the Sam Rinzel, we got Levshunov, we got Korchinski, we got Nazar, who's really starting to come now.
Yeah.
Obviously Bedard, and then we got some guys still in college. This boy Ver, we got Van Acker. We picked the Swede this year.
Well, I heard on Spit and Chicklets that Biz Nasty's helping Bedard at the face-off dot. Maybe you can get out there too.
He definitely needs help at the face-off dot. I don't know.
Still got the skates? You can get down there?
I could, yeah. I teach my kid. You want to play more? Yeah, then win some face-off.
Win some draws and block some shots, bud.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fraz, love you, pal. Good to chat.
Man.
Thanks, man.
Take it easy.